Here we are, YouTube. One of the first privately owned Can-Am 2015 F3 Spyders. Not many of these out here yet. Just picked it up yesterday. I have actually 50 miles on this bike. But I can tell you already, this is probably the most exciting, most funnest things I've ever ridden in my life. It is absolutely freaking awesome. Compared to the other models for the Spyder, they've completely redesigned it hands down. They've shifted the entire seating position so your feet put forward in front of you versus backward. One of the newest features is they've actually made it so you can adjust your lower seat at your foot positions. You can slide it all the way back in this bar right here, all the way back, or you can push it all the way forward for a more comfortable position depending on how long you want your legs put out in front of you. They've lowered it almost 4 inches to the ground, so you got a lower center of gravity. They've taken your seating position and pushed it way back out behind you versus sitting up on top of the gas tank. They move the gas tank forward like more standard bikes. They've given you a more bucket style seat, saddle seat I guess you would say, and then in the back end they've placed a more seated, more comfortable position for the passenger to ride. They've kept those great handlebars as well. Some of the other features they've done is on the upper side here, the handlebars. Look at that. Actual real handlebars, not those goofy square frame things that you can't put anything on. These handlebars not only are adjustable, but you can replace them to any style you want to versus more sport, more laid back or aggressive riding styles. Adjust them backward, forward, etc. You can also go down and in around, so you can actually put any kind of all the different accoutrements that you want to buy from the store, from any of the riding shops. Place them right there on it. This is the 6-speed, so now you have an extra gear for more economy, efficiency. There's also a new feature they've placed on here, my favorite, called the Eco Boost, so you can cut down gas mileage for those that like to do a lot of commuting travel. With the comfortable seating style and the lower features, the handling is bar none one of the best I've ever seen. When you go turning around a corner, the G-force on it is actually shifted more, and you use your legs and your thighs more than your arms, so it's a little more comfortable riding style. Now, a few things I have coming to kind of sport this out because of one of the cons this bike has, is they've decreased the size in the front end. So your front trunk is actually smaller. I've actually been able to put like a half helmet and a few things, my raincoats and whatnot in there, but it is pretty small, so be prepared for that. So what I've already outfitted on their way will be my saddlebags, and I'll show when those come in how easy they are to put on and take off, as well as I got a backrest for my wife for the back end, and the actual backrest is much nicer. The previous backrest would actually go forward and push on the seat and push on the back of the passenger. This one kind of leans out a little bit more and kind of lets her hang off a little bit of the bike a little bit more, but it also matches the seating perfectly and blends in perfectly. Another aspect that we have coming in is a new windshield, because this one doesn't come with a windshield on stock. And that's something you definitely want, especially when you get up to around 70, 80 miles an hour, which I have had this bike up to around, and it gets a little breezy at that point. So something to kind of break that wind for you. One of the cons, though, this is the F3. This is not the F3S. The F3, one of the biggest factors it doesn't come with is no cruise control. It's right there. The button's right in that area, but there's no cruise control. So guys, be prepared for that. I personally don't like cruise control when I ride, but it's a personal preference, I guess. Some of the other features they've also done is they put the new panels up here. These are access panels for accessing your brake fluid, etc. And last but not least, they finally wised up. They've given you power points. There's power underneath that seat. There's power behind this panel over here, and there's power in the front, inside the front trunk underneath the liner, so you can hook up your accessories, you can hook up your electronics, you can hook up the lights underneath your bike if you want to, if that's what you're into. It just became a little smarter, a little more ergonomically designed. The other thing that you can get is an extra feature, or some of the other models, these things look like eyeballs down here. You can actually put the floodlights in there, as well as some of the features is the new fenders. You can actually have the lighting on the fenders, but I really didn't like that. So here it is. Just soak that bad boy in a little bit, and just think about this. The one new feature is it's now a 1330, which means you have almost 400 horsepower more going to that back tire. I've actually lit it up in first, second, and third gear, so it is just hands down, man, it is awesome. It just feels like a beast traveling down the road. So get out, get one, enjoy it, and I'll see you guys in Daytona here soon in March. See ya.